another video.
Introduce yourself to our site visitors.
Oh yeah, sure. My name is Ian Hodgkinson. Maybe you might know me better as Vampiro on Lucha Underground, or AAA Worldwide, or All Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling, WCW, or pretty much any other wrestling promotion ever. Yeah.
Have you been able to walk the floor at all?
What?
Have you been able to walk the floor at all? Have you been able to walk around?
Oh, I hate this shit. No, I don't want to walk around. I mean, I'm a fan,
Yes.
but I just I've done a lot of these over the years, and I really enjoy it. But there's just too many people.
Yeah, it is. It's very.
Yeah, it's just like I'm fortunate enough that if you're a talent on some of these things, I've been involved in a few of them where we're here before the doors open.
Yes.
So that's a lot of fun.
Quite.
Yeah, it's kind of like a private tour,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, you know, it's just it's too much. Yeah, I get too paranoid and weird, and
That was me downstairs going,
yeah, I get claustrophobic on it. Yeah.
So can you talk to us about what do you think resonates so well with viewers of the show? Because the feedback has just been incredible at watching this grow.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's one of a million things. I think it's because, and I said this earlier, and it kind of made sense, so I think I'm going to stick with it. Maybe I'm right or wrong. If you look at the original zombie movies from the 60s and 70s, and then you look at what The Walking Dead did, a lot of people were like, why is this working? Well, really, The Walking Dead is a very strong soap opera with zombies in it. It's not a zombie movie. There's a lot of wrestling going around all over the world, but we're a television show with characters, with a backstory that has wrestling. So I think that we are our generation's Walking Dead in the wrestling world, if that makes sense. We're not doing the traditional way of doing things, having a weekly television show and ongoing storylines that change consistently based on fan reaction. We have a set schedule and a story with a beginning, middle, and end, and that's the way we do things. I think that is catching people's attention, maybe. Sorry, my phone is beeping.
Do you like doing commentating, or do you like being like the shadowy figure that pulls the strings?
In real life?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I've had so many concussions in my career, and I have that post-traumatic stuff and attention deficit because of all of that.
Yes.
That if I'm not creating, writing, producing, agenting, wrestling, and commentating, I'd probably go insane.
Gotcha.
So I find peace in the chaos of all I do.
Yes.
So I'm pretty cool with what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much input do you have in the creative process?
I think my energy influences a lot of things. I'm very close with the writing staff because we're also in charge of the creative part of AAA Worldwide in Mexico. So we're kind of like one family. I think I'm very fortunate enough to have the confidence of our creative team to include me on major decisions and things like that, to get my feedback, and I think it works. So I think I have an important position when I'm needed. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Will we see anything new with the character in season 2?
Yeah, for sure. At the end of season 2?
No, at the beginning of season 2.
We're almost done season 3 now, man. You gotta fucking get your shit together, brother. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yes, it evolves, it morphs.
Yes, sorry.
There's a huge swerve again. Yeah, I'm fortunate enough that I've somehow fooled people that my character is important or iconic.
Yeah.
So it's very cool to be able to be used when needed to lift other people up. So I don't need to do something to maintain my relevance. When somebody else needs that boost, I'm involved, and it's pretty cool to be looked at in that light, to have that importance, right? So yeah.
So being that we're a nerd-based website, what is something you nerd out about that people might be surprised to hear? Is there anything you're really into that might be surprising?
Yeah, I'm a chef, and I love vegan cooking.
Oh, that's amazing. What is your signature dish?
There really isn't anyone, man. I make very gross milkshakes. Yeah, I have my magic bullet, and I put everything in there, and I just drink it. I can cook pretty much anything, but because of timing and the amount of food that you need to eat and traveling, in order to maintain that disciplined lifestyle, you just kind of suck it up sometimes. So I'm real big into raw foods, and yeah.
Would you ever consider moving into like a restaurant type of business?
Yeah, of course.
Like that?
Yeah, I'd love to one day, but it's just when.
Right.
But would I love to? Yeah, of course. I already have 2 or 3 different business plans about that.
Okay.
But yeah, for sure, 100%. That's I went to school to be a chef before I got into all this stuff. And,
how did you make the switch from that? Like when you were like, I got bit with this bug and said, this is what I have to do.
When I was younger, I was an athlete, but I was really kind of outgrowing it, but I was scared to let it go. And I was also very involved in the first wave of alternative music, late 70s punk rock and all that kind of stuff. And I want to stay an athlete, but I also want to be a musician. I like the intensity of both of them, and I don't know how to do it. And then I saw pro wrestling was a great way to mix both worlds, rock and roll and sports. And that's kind of what I did. Yeah.
It's crazy because there is such a synergy between that. It's like almost like I feel like a lot of wrestlers have that rock star attitude about them too, and they become like almost the rock stars of the sports industry.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's a lot of all musicians.
A cop with a goblin problem and a deaf guy with a taste for apples. Don't miss Will Smith at the Netflix films Bright and Death Note panel in Hall H at 3:15.
All right.
Once again, a cop with a goblin problem and a deaf guy with a taste for apples. Don't miss Will Smith at the Netflix films Bright and Death Note panel in Hall H at 3:15.
Okay. I think that there's a ton of people in rock and roll who love wrestling, and all the wrestlers love rock and roll. And I think it's just being that rebellious teenager, not wanting to grow up, and entertaining people. Being in front of an audience, playing in a band, it's the same thing. You start the show off hard, and then at the end you got to have a climax for your end of your set, just like being in a wrestling match. You gotta hook the people. You gotta let them enjoy the set, and then you gotta finish strong. So there's a lot of similarities as far as the performer goes. So I think that's what it is,
Absolutely. What's been one of the most surprising celebrities that have shown up to a match that you've run into, that you found out are fans?
I mean, it was really cool in Lucha Underground when Metallica, Metallica came. I'm really good friends with Rancid. When Rancid are huge wrestling fans, ICP are big wrestling fans. But for me, I think the greatest experience I've ever had is when I met Zakk Wylde when I was doing the MTV show and Black Label Society opened up. And I became friends with Zakk, and we've been friends ever since. And he said some things that night that have stuck with me to this day about not forgetting those who came before you, like his guitar heroes. And I've always had that philosophy, don't forget the wrestlers who influenced me. Don't forget to tell their story. When I met the Ramones, and I started hanging out with the Ramones, and I got along really good with Johnny Ramone, because he was like, I fucking hate these guys, and I hate playing, but when we go on stage, something happens. And I had like 18 years in the business by then, and I was like, me too, man, I hate it. But when I go on stage, I get it. So I had that conversation with my hero, Johnny Ramone. Then they came to see me wrestle the Ramones, and I'm like, holy fuck, I mean, that's the Ramones. So, I mean, that was probably the coolest moment of my life. is that happening, right? Because you get to hang out with the guys who made me want to be somebody. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes out to speak with us. Is there anything else that you want to let us know that we should be
No.
expecting with the series?
I just think that you should keep doing what you're doing because I think so many people are finding their voice or their outlet or their influence through different outlets. And your niche, your market, the people who follow you, you're an important part of their lives. So I'm very grateful that you let me into your world. So I think that you should keep doing what you do and keep bringing people like me in because we don't have access to these kind of things. So I'm grateful. Thank you.